Alrighty, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in to the reaction video. Well, you guys, you see the title. My Jazzy life has struck again. She basically is clickbaiting us. She wants us to think that she has an actual book deal. By the name of her actual video, we was led to believe that she actually had written a book. I personally didn't believe it. I mean, Jazzy can barely emulate a sentence. I know, therefore, she would not be able to complete a complete entire book. We get into the video, we realize that not only is it clickbait, but also it's promotional video for an actual book that she's actually was paid to promote. The girls are dragging Jazzy for filth across the YouTube streets for this actual video. We know Jazzy, she pretty much having to do what she got to do over there right now. She clickbaiting, her views are low mainly because she's beefing back and forth with the reactors. We told Jazzy from day one, you know, reactors are basically what keeps her page relevant and alive. I don't know why she continues to feel like she has to go back and forth with reactors and actually address the reactors. My thing is keep quiet over there, let the reactors do what they do, and you do what you do on your channel. Jasmine to the point where she basically is still trying to throw baby legendary in our faces. She basically wants us to see him, be him, do him, all things legendary. I mean, nothing wrong with us showing your baby, but every time you click the camera on, we don't need to see him. We don't need to see a glimpse of his little head. We don't need to see the fact that you are being, in other words, not taking care of his hair as far as the concern for the thousandth time. She still hasn't yet to get that boy a haircut. Jasmine just pretty much is comfortable with seeing the baby unkempt and not being taken care of properly as far as his hair is concerned. Now, as far as this little book deal, I knew it was a flop. Most part, I knew it was not true. Jasmine can't commit to a video. I know she can't commit to actually writing a book, let alone talking about a book deal, book sign, anything in that nature. A lot of times we to the point where we actually drag Jasmine for basically mispronouncing words, actually pronouncing sentences as far as that concerned. That would take a lot for Jasmine to actually even get to the point where she actually even can emulate a sentence, let alone write a book. But as far as I'm concerned, the only book Jasmine need to write is How to Do Laundry 101. She feels like laundry is actually a chemistry project. It's nothing. It's not nothing of the sorts. It's not even rocket scientists. Who comes on the camera to ask the audience what she should do about laundry? My answer to that is do the laundry. It's not that complicated. If you have loads and tons of laundry, pick a day, maybe 2 or 3 days out of the week. Actually do the laundry. Don't let it pile up. Jasmine will go live, not only doing laundry, but doing random stuff. On her last live, she actually was begging for likes. Jasmine is actually doing bad in these YouTube streets. We told her what it was. You got to be nice, play nicer with the reactors. Basically, what's going on, they said, quote unquote, they are trying to do what's called a blackout. They're basically not going to speak on Jasmine, not going to react on her. Therefore, they think that's going to actually affect her views and, most importantly, the traffic that's on her channel. But Jasmine failed to realize the secret to this thing is that you got to play nice with the reactors, let them do what they do. They're talking about you, amongst you, anything concerning you, brings traffic to your channel, whether it's good or bad. Jasmine does not want to, in other words, do what it needs to be done on her channel. Let's be quiet. Let us do our jobs over here. Because at the end of the day, we're not going to stop speaking on her. We're going to do what we do, and that's react on anything that she puts out, especially if it's negative and it needs to be addressed. Like I said on several videos, Jasmine will not, I repeat, will not cut Legendary's hair for nothing. It seems like me, she does it on purpose. But she wants to paint this scenario where she's his perfect blended family with Chris. We all know that's a total and complete lie. We also to the point where we're just now realizing what's going on as far as her with Philip. According to the YouTube streets, Philip has been re-released from jail. I don't know whether or not that's true or not. I will say allegedly, but apparently he was supposed to have went back for unbeknownst reasons. But apparently he is back. Maybe we'll see whether or not he posting content on that particular channel. We'll see what he got going on. But I see Jasmine has actually went. In other words, shut down construction when it comes to extra Jazz and Chris. No longer are they cooking prison meals over there or anything like that. Believe me, I know I have checked. Jasmine is pretty much still on her Jazzed Up Life channel, and my Jazzy Life, she's still over there trying to bob and weave for views. Anytime you gotta go live and beg for views, that tells a lot about what you got going on, especially with all these quote unquote supporters that you have. Jasmine is realizing that a lot of her support is drying up. mainly because of the actual negative activity she has going on over there, and most importantly, that thing concerning Mr. Christopher. Now, according to YouTube streets, allegedly Medusa is supposed to have put Chris on child support. We don't know how much, what kind of truth that is to that, but at the end of the day, we already know what Chris' backstory is on little Paris. He hasn't been taking care of that baby. Jasmine gets on and basically windmills and actually tries to defend his lack of parenting and most importantly his lack of paying child support. My thing is, how can you get on this internet and actually defend a man who not only is not a part of his child's life but has not sent a red cent? It feels like Jasmine feels like at the end of the day, only child is entitled to anything is her baby. And I say that with a loose tongue because in the day we already know Chris is not doing much for Legendary anyway. But in her mind, she feels like, hey, I won. He's with me. He's not buying anything. He's not doing anything. But what I cannot understand for the life of me is how Jasmine feel like she interjects herself in that particular situation. That has nothing to do with you. That was before you. And most importantly, how can you speak on what goes on between him and a proud child? Is beyond me. She gets up there and pretends like she is the wife. My thing is, Jasmine, you are not the wife. I don't think you ever will be the wife. So why are you interjecting yourself in a situation that do not concern you? I think it's one thing where she just wants to create a problem with Medusa. It's not more so whether or not she actually cares. I think she just likes to create a problem. She wants to let Medusa know, hey, whatever you have to say or do concerning the child, you got to go through me, which is kind of kooky and crazy. But at the end of the day, in Jasmine's little world, that makes sense. She wants to remain relevant when it comes to anything concerning Chris and his well doings or not doings with his actual children. But for the life of me, I cannot understand how you could be with, first of all, a man that does not take his children, and most important, how you could defend that type of behavior. But what we're yet to see is Chris get up there and actually defend his own self. We rarely see him in the camera. It's one of the things where I don't really think Chris will be home a lot. I think Jasmine pretty much creates scenarios, trying to pretend like Chris is there. I think last time we actually physically seen Chris, he was on there actually burning up the meat like he always do and over seasoning the meat. But I think the kids are back now. They're not with Hannah anymore. I think they pretty much are back home, and pretty much Jasmine is bored. She ain't really got much to do over there. I guess she thought the thing with Hannah was gonna work out. She actually gonna get a chance to just be her, the baby, and Chris, how she pretty much wants it to be. Uh, in her mind, the extra four. But I don't think it's one of the things where Jasmine even has anything actual plan for the kids for the summer. I think it's one of the things where she just gonna wing it as usual. Now they're hinting that she was supposed to went to Miami. My thing is Jasmine can't even take a trip outside of her state. You know she's not going to Miami. At the end of the day, Jasmine got a lot to do. She got to find a babysitter. She got to do a lot, and most importantly, she got to pay Chris in order to actually feel like he actually want to go anywhere with her, let alone Miami. But I think the close thing she gonna get to Miami is those little frequent little trips they take to the public pool where she puts on her little beach outwear where she feels like she is having a hot girl summer. My thing is Jasmine ain't even close. You gotta first have a hot girl body. Jasmine has yet flopped on the actual meal prepping, let alone weight loss. We saw her gyrating and going back and forth with that little tiny treadmill, yet to see her lose any weight. My thing is that Jasmine pretty much act like she want to give people pointers on how to lose weight. My thing is, how can you give people pointers on losing weight when you actually have flopped when it comes to losing weight yourself? Not only have you tried to lose weight, you to the point you fail, and you pretty much haven't tried to even get back on the wheel and see whether or not it's gonna work for you. But Jasmine is pretty much, one of those people where when it comes to weight loss, she pretty much fail at it anyway. She'll try for a minute. She'll do meal preps. I think she pretty much do it for views and actually for content, but it never works out in her favor where she actually loses any weight. And really, I think she do it for the sponsors. But her latest sponsor with this book thing was a flop. I mean, we get it. You need views over there, anything for clicks and views. I don't know why, for the life of me, she won't use her actual children as content and actually vlog with the kids. Let us see her interacting with the children, planning summer vacation trips, anything like that. But we already know what time it is. Jasmine is not going to do anything concerning those four kids. She's going to do the bare minimum. She might do a little meal prep here and there. She might do a little cook with me, make us pretend like she's actually interacting with the children, letting them help her cook. But we all know it's for clicks and views and just pretty much a play for the camera. Jasmine, we can pretty much see she's very disconnected when it comes to her actual interaction as a mother with her children. Now, the average mother, you can pretty much tell by way she interacts with her kids is something she do on a normal basis. You can tell how the kids are looking at her. They're like, okay, we got to get camera action ready. We're to the point now we got to play like mommy loves us, and most important, like this is a normal thing. But fast forward, we're gonna move on to Miss Actual Liv's life. Liv is pretty much trying to play up mommy mode herself. She's over there pretending, as I say, Ryan just celebrated her fifth birthday. I guess this is her week to actually have the kids. So Liv is pretty much going to use for content as much as she can. But for the life of me, I don't understand how Liv is on the radar as far as the kids are concerned, especially when it comes to that child support. I don't know if it's one of the things was child support orders in order. I don't know. But I've noticed that Liv was pretty much, downplaying that she don't speak on that a whole lot. And most importantly, she has not yet shown us an actual video with the baby, front and center. I don't want us one of the things where she's still ashamed of the fact that we're gonna figure out whether or not that baby belongs to Zolo. I don't know what it is, but she is adamant not putting that baby in the camera. She will show other three kids all day long, but she will not show baby AJ for anything. But it's sad and it's really a shame that Olivia is ashamed of her own seed, that she pretty much don't want to show them in the camera because at the end of the day she don't want to be found out. But I think it's even worse the fact that Zola over there pretending like he had nothing to do with it. He's no kind of contender in this thing. And most importantly, not trying to counsel himself out with a DNA test. He's pretty much going on with his life. Him and Donna. Donna pretty much got her little channel going. They whoop de whoop. But at the end of the day, we pretty much know what's going on with Olivia. She's ashamed. It is what it is. But we're gonna see how long she dragged this thing out with Ryan for views. You know how Olivia does. When kids come over, it's like, hey, I got content now. We're gonna actually drag this thing and see how far we can go. She'll go live every 5 minutes, and it is what it is. She recently went live to basically try to save face and basically call herself in other words, apologizing to Jasmine. She pretty much drugged Jasmine through the YouTube streets for, as I say, for views. Because at the end of the day, Livia's channel is struggling as well. She pretty much ain't getting the views she used to get at the end of the day, considering that she used to have the kids full time as content, and we pretty much got to watch her, which is like watching dry paint chip at the end of the day. Olivia's pretty cringy. I can't watch her that much because at the end of the day, a lot of stuff she be saying don't be amount to nothing. I cannot for the life of me understand how a mother could be that content with themselves not having their children. It seems like to me like Olivia's putting up much of a fight when it concerned trying to get full custody of her children back. I think it's one thing, feel like she, in my mind, feel like she just gave up and realized, okay, Gerard and Nisha are the better parents, but at the end of the day, she pretty much want to drag the children in there because recently she basically kept trying to tell the children to call Nisha the maid and stuff like that. But my thing is, you ought to be glad that you got somebody that actually is helping you out, helping him out with those kids and actually being a positive, in their lives. A lot of times when stepmothers come in, they actually are not good to the kids. But this time is not one of those things. You can genuinely tell that the kids really love her, and I think that pretty much eats Olivia up at the end of the day. Not only does the kids like her, but the fact that Gerard actually got away. But we're gonna see what she got going on. She pretty much trying to play in our faces with this new man she supposed to have. I don't really think it's a man. I think it's one of the things where Lydia is pretty much playing in our face with views. Not only that, she pretty much threw in the factor that she supposedly is pregnant. We're gonna see how long she go with this thing. I don't know if it's really gonna be true. I personally don't think Olivia's pregnant. I think she did it for clicks and views, but we'll see. Thing about pregnancy, you can't hide it for long. It is what it is. But Olivia do the most over there. We're gonna slide over to Miss Nika. Nika's pretty much, as I say, over there doing the most. Nika has finally got monetized. I guess one thing was she didn't know how to turn her monetization on. She finally did, and now she's monetized. Nika's basically throwing in our face that yeah, she got her breaks, and she pretty much gonna get that truck of hers fixed, which I pretty much thought she should have been from day one. I don't see how Nika was riding around with that thing like that, with a brakes like that. That's a dangerous thing, considering that is her only form of transportation for transporting the children back and forth. But Nika's pretty much being dragged about how she actually prepares meals for the kids. It's nothing wrong with what you feed your children. It is what it is, just a matter of the fact that we see the kids eating a lot of beans and wings, and the fact that Nika puts all that sugar in there. But it seems to me and it screams to me that the meal she prepares for her children, she really don't care what they eat and what they consume. We recently seen her do a grocery haul, so I'm like, where did all that food go that you bought? And now we to the fact we back eating beans and weenies. But that's pretty much a normal thing at that house with Nika. So at the end of the day, she sees that as not being a problem. But hopefully Nika will get her stuff together because according to the YouTube streets, they on Nika's ass about these kids. They trying to put CPS back in her life. Nika pretty much said that CPS never left her life. But my thing is, if the kids were taken, they were given back, you would want to do things to keep them out of your life. And most important, do what you need to do as a parent. Now, people are basically hinting toward the fact they think Nika just want the kids for the actual benefits, as far as food stamps, etc. I personally am pretty much geared towards that because nothing about what Nika does or interacts with her kids screams that I love my children or anything like that. I hate to say that about a mom, but it's nothing about that screams that. Nika pretty much, in my mind, she pretty much is worse than Jasmine. That's actually bad when I can say you worse than Jasmine because Jasmine has some real questionable parenting skills, but Nika just do the most on her channel and she just pretty much screams neglect and she pretty much documents it and feels like it's okay. But hopefully Nika will get her stuff together and realize that a lot of this content ain't for the camera. You pretty much need to clean up your house literally and most importantly, do what you need as far as your children are concerned and be more presentable when you bring them on the camera. People are dragging her a lot now because they say she don't have any furniture in her home. I mean, that's not really a bad thing. At the end of the day, you can get furniture. There are vouchers out there. Nika needs to seek help and ask people, and maybe she can get her what she needs for the children. Now, I don't know whether or not she has enough beds for the kids. I'm not real sure about that. But Nika needs to do better as far as those meals are concerned. Those children need better meals, and they need to be more nutritionally fed. But beans and wings is okay, but not every day. But we're gonna see what Miss Nika do over there, whether or not she ups her content, especially when it comes to meal preps. We'll see. But I had to give you guys a glimpse of what I see as far as these three moms are concerned, what they got going on. Miss Nika, Miss Liv, and Miss Jazzy. Miss Jasmine threw us for a loop with the actual content, honey. She wanted us to think she had become a best-selling author. No, ma'am. She's still doing what she do over there, over seasoning food and neglecting kids. But thank you guys so much for the support on the channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.